Um, yeah, you. I like the way you quote from the movie. Help me, help you, Tom Cruise.
Yes. Help me help you. I love that movie too. Show me the money. Show me the
it
Cuba
fit.
Gooding Jr. is like one of my most favorite actors too. I love that guy. He's out there, man. He's like this is the kind of guy I'd want all of you to be just out there. Like he takes so many risks and choices in his acting. Like because I'm an actor too, and I've done stage acting and
Oh, okay.
I've acted in industrial films and stuff, and so I know what it's like to make choices. And he makes he like puts himself out there as an actor, and like man, if you guys can put yourself out there, here's one thing that I think is a great psychology to think about when you're selling in the selling mode is that you don't have to be you. You can be the version of you that is a top producer. Okay. Now, let's say you're normally introverted and shy. Well, guess what? You're an actor on a stage and you play the part of a top producer who is interested in taking care of their clients, wants to find out more about them, willing to ask questions. You're the doctor, you play the role. It's kind of like what I said, I think in my previous video. If you act confident, guess what? You are confident. You act as if, and you will become and be. Does that make sense? So act confident. You will be confident. Act like a top producer. Guess what? You will eventually be a top producer. It's crazy how it works like that, right? It's crazy. Act successful. Act like how other successful people act, and you will be successful. You
Yeah,
know,
the book Magic of Thinking Big. That's a good book to act. Sorry for interrupting.
no, great. That's right, Steve. Magic of Thinking Big, by Schwartz, I believe his name is. Great book. One of the first books I've ever read. It talks about failure disease, and you got to read that book to find out what the three failure diseases are. Great book, Magic Thing. I'm glad you brought that up. You know, we get some of the best knowledge in the world is hidden in books. The best secrets are hidden in books, right? And so, anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about making May a big month for you. So I think May can be a great month for you if you start acting like you're supposed to act as a successful producer, dialing the phone, even though you don't want to. One thing that I've learned in my life is one of the most important things that you can overcome is yourself. And what I mean by that, I mean overcoming your fleshly desire to be lazy. Okay. And I'm talking to me. Okay. I'm talking to Alex. Okay. Your fleshly desire to be lazy, your fleshly desire of fear of not wanting to do something out of your comfort zone. Right. And it's a discipline. It's a um, way of thinking that you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to move beyond, right? Get yourself outside of yourself to become more than what you already are. And some of you have overcome some tremendous challenges. I've got people on here that have overcome alcoholism. I'd say overcome. No one ever overcomes alcohol. They consistently every day overcome alcoholism. I've got folks on here that have overcome drug addiction. I have people on here overcome um, broke mindedness. Right? Do you know broke mindedness is just as serious as alcoholism? Okay, it's a different type of addiction to low self-image, addiction to you not believing that God made you to be um, great like him in his own image and likeness. And the devil beats that out of you. And then you suffer from the addiction of um, low self-image, believing what the enemy is telling you, that you're not worth it. You're not worthy and you're not worth it. And that is as serious as any other addiction, is that addiction to, low self-image, right? My job here is to break you out of that addiction to broke-mindedness and get you into the mindset of abundance. Like the abundance of what God has given you is all around you, but most importantly, it's inside of you. right? And my job is to awaken that inside of you for you to, chisel out, the the greatness that's already there, right? It's already in there. I just got to chisel out all the crap. Okay, all the crap that the world has put on you, all the crap that, all the negative friends you've had in your life, even family that have dumped on you, and they've caked you with all this crap, and the greatness inside you is surrounded and smothered by this caked on garbage, right? And then there's stuff that we do that cakes it on even more, like listening to bad stuff on TV or watching bad stuff or getting influenced by negative people, being around negative people. It just cakes on top of you. And so just like Michelangelo, chiseled out the statue of David, my job is to, chisel all that stuff out. And actually, not just me, just with God's help, right? God to help me guide the chisel and the hammer, and like, bam, all of a sudden this layer gets knocked off, and you start to realize, hey, I ain't so bad. I'm actually a pretty good guy. I'm actually a pretty good gal. In fact, this last family I just helped out, man, they would not have been helped out had I not picked up the phone and called them. They would have not been helped out if I didn't overcome their objection of we're not interested. They would have not been helped out. And you know what? When they die at the end of their lives, guess who I'd say get some of the credit, is that you got on the dadgum phone and you called them and you went over there and you helped that family. So at the end of their lives, they may not think of you. Well, they probably will. They're in heaven, hopefully. Think, man, thank God for Ernie. Thank God for Lauren, that she came to my house, because my family's protected. You may never see that check be deposited in their account, and that the relief that they have in their minds, you may never see that. I think at the end of your life, God will show that to you. I think that's what heaven is. He'll show you all the things you did to help other lives become better. I think that's heaven. He'll play the film of your life, of all the little things you did, especially in this business that you did for families, and that they didn't have to lose their home because you had the guts enough to pick up the phone and book yourself into that appointment and protect that family. Like, I really believe it. Like, some of you might think, Alex, you're just crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy because I love the business. I love what it does for our families that we protect, right? And you're part of that. You're part of my vision of what I see creating, this army of agents that go out there and protect families. And oh, by the way, you're going to make a great living, and you're going to make a great life, and you're going to protect your own families too, right? Is that cool? But at the same time, I'm giving you something that that you can really build your mission upon, whatever that mission is that God gave you. Look, I know I'm getting preachy here, so forgive me, but I'm going into this mode right now. All right. You and I have to stop the disease of cynicism, right? Because cynicism turns into pessimism, and you can't save the world, and you most of all can't save yourself if you live in this world of cynicism. Live with this attitude of cynicism. What is cynicism? It's accepting all the negative crap that life throws at you, and you just assume that there's nothing you can do to change it. And you're just cynical about, you have set in your mind. And normally older people like me have developed a lifetime of cynicism. It's easier for us old people to be cynical. You young folks can also fall into the trap of cynicism because the people you hang around, the crap you hear on the radio, crap you watch on TV, the crap you watch on TikTok that's not uplifting, and that can pound you into this attitude of cynicism, right? You cannot, please God in heaven, Lord, you cannot fall into that, because you cannot save the world. You cannot change the world, right? And then ultimately, I think that's what God wants us to do. He wants to change the world. But Alex, I can't affect what goes on in the Ukraine. I can't affect You may not think you can affect what goes on in the Ukraine. Do you know where it starts? It's the obvious answer. It starts with inside you. You change your world first. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Alex, I can't control inflation. I can't control COVID. I'm not asking you to control those things. What I'm asking you to is control what you can, which is the 6 inches between your ears and what you do with that 6 inches between your ears. You change your world by changing how you think and what you do with how you think, right? Because how you think will affect what you do. You change the beliefs, which is based on your values. So you got to figure out, what do you value? What do you value in your life? Your values then get exhibited by what you believe, and what you do is affected by what you believe and you do, right? What you believe and what you do creates results. What you do creates your world. You change your world by changing what you do. You change what you do by changing your beliefs, and you change your beliefs by understanding what you value in your life, right? God didn't make no junk, right? He wants you to change your world, and you can do it. It's all in your hands. Here's the thing, Alex, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. You kind of get lulled into the idea that you deserve happiness, that the goal is happiness. And you know what? Did you know that nowhere in the Bible does it say that your goal should be happiness? Nowhere does it say that. Okay. Now, I know that in terms of freedom in our country, we have the right to pursue happiness, but happiness is not the goal. The pursuit of a goal is happiness. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Well, again, the Bible does not tell us the goal is happiness. It tells us in the Bible that our goal is heaven. Our goal is to do God's will. Our goal is to do outside ourselves, to not be selfish and be selfless, right? To serve others, right? To serve others. And when we serve others, guess what? We start feeling happy. We'll have happiness moments, okay, as a result of serving, as a result of doing what God wants us to do, okay? So the goal is doing what you need to do because you're supposed to do it. It's the right thing to do. And it achieves what your mission is on earth, okay? Anyway, I don't want to get too preachy, but I think that at the end of the day, at the end of our lives, when we're on our deathbed, and this, again, I go back to Marcus Setta going on his deathbed, the deathbed scene, and you think about, man, what is it do I want to do? Did I do everything I wanted to do? Like here, okay, so before I went into my colonoscopy, so I'm sitting there, they prepped me. So I had to strip down, I had to put this, the gown on, right? The gown, at least let me keep my socks on. I'm sitting in this hospital bed, just like Mark Cassetta. And I'm sitting there, and they took they left me there for like 45 minutes, I swear, 45 minutes to an hour before before the anesthesia person, the nurse anesthetist, however you say that word, hooked me up and, briefed me on anesthesia and all that. It was like 45 minutes I was laying there. And I was like thinking, oh my gosh, here I am, just like Mark Cassetta was, like on stage in a hospital bed. And I was imagining, geez, here I am. I'm in the same position that Mark was in this hospital bed, in the same position as many people around the country in hospice that are dying, right? And I'm just laying there going, man, I've got this call tonight. I've got things that I expect to do. And what if I don't get up from anesthesia, right? You know how the risk of never waking up from anesthesia. Well, there is a risk, right? someone makes those numbers up. I don't care if it's like 2%. Someone makes up their names on those two people out of 100 that died that didn't get up from anesthesia, right? You know, that's the way I look at percentages. Yeah, I could be the other 98, but you know what? There's two names on those two people. And so did I do everything I wanted to do? Did I influence and impact everyone I wanted to impact? You know, because I'm thinking, did I do enough? Did I do enough? And it's not from a works perspective. Like, did I do enough to get to heaven? No, I don't think of it like that. You know, did I do enough that God would say, well done, good and faithful servant, when I get there, right? When I get there, would he say that to me? Did I do everything I could to help people achieve what God wants them to achieve in their lives? Helping all of you. And, you know, at this point, I'm thinking, I'm laying there going, you know what? I haven't really. I don't think if God took me now, I could not be satisfied. I just couldn't, I don't think I've done enough, right? I really don't think I've done enough. And so that's why I'm kind of a little bit crazy. I'm still a little bit on anesthesia. I can still feel it in my head. Okay. It's like these cobwebs are back there. So I don't know if I'm being coherent or not. I'm just rambling. Maybe I'm just rambling, but suffice it to say that I want you to rely on me. I want to influence you in a positive way. I want you to be a success story at the end of my life. So when God plays the reel in my version of heaven, you're going to show up on that reel that I did something meaningful for you that changed your life in some way, right? And honestly, I hope that's not ego talking. I hope that's not the anesthesia talking. I hope that just shows you how much I care about you, and I want you to win. I want you to be the best version of yourself, to really fly, to flower, to I want to knock off all that crap outside of you so you can have the greatness within you flourish. I'm in it for you to win it, and ultimately to get there. So anyway, gang, I've rambled. I really haven't eaten much today, because when you do a colonoscopy, you like pretty much don't eat the day before, and you just wash all this stuff through. Those of you who've done it, you know what I'm saying. And so the first thing I had was a donut. I just had to have a donut when I got home. So anyway, that's about all I had. I'm still trying to wear this anesthesia off. So anyway, I hope I didn't offend anybody. I hope maybe I encouraged you. Let me leave you with this. Psalms 91:11. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. So let me leave you with this. You have no idea all the things that he's protected you from. But Alex, I went through this hard thing, or Alex, I got addicted to, insert whatever you're addicted to there. Well, you know what? He did protect you. He maybe not protected you from that, but guess what? You're still here. You're on this call. Okay, maybe you're still fighting it. Well, you are fighting it. Everyone's fighting it. Their bad addictions every day. It's a daily fight, isn't it? Our lives here, right, is a daily fight. We got to fight to win whatever thing you're battling, and know that he's there protecting you. He sent his angels, right? Sometimes you wonder, like, how come I was late? I'm so mad that I'm late. Well, maybe he delayed you because if you did leave on time, you would have gotten a head-on collision with a drunk driver. You don't know that. But I got to believe it. I got to believe that he is there with angels. There's angels all around us. He's protecting all your ways. So here's the thing, man. When things get hard, don't give up. When things get tough, don't give up. When people don't answer the phone, don't give up. When people don't come to the door when you knock on it, don't give up. You got to keep on keeping on. We live a life of perseverance, right? Because Adam and Eve, they did the bad thing. They did the bad thing. So anyway, cool. All right, gang, I'll leave you with that. Don't quit. Don't ever quit, man. I'm here to help you. So God bless you all, man. Let's get on leaderboard next week. Hey, like I said, I'm going to be pouring stuff. I'm going to be pouring resources your way. So please, don't disrespect, the investment I'm making in you at all. Respect yourself. I think respect yourself and let's work. Let's do this together. Let's just make a great life for you, like great life for you and your family. All right. So God bless everybody. Take care. See ya.